Okay mga Lods, welcome back to another content, and for this video pag-uusapan po natin si Attorney Rigal Olivia siya. Yan na! Now, sino po ba si Attorney Rigal Oliva? Okay, si Attorney Rigal po ay supporter ni Pangulong Duterte. Palagay ko yun yung pinaka political ideology niya ay isang supporter ng DDS. Okay. Isa siyang DDS vlogger in my opinion. Sa mga napapanood kong positions niya in relation to our politics. Halimbawa, yung kay Vice Ganda kasi dito ko siya parang kinontra. And I really would like to have a discussion sa kanya in relation doon. Hinamon ko siya, 'di ba? Abogado siya, okay lang 'yun. Kasi pag sa ganito naman hindi nagma-matter kung ano yung position mo sa buhay as long as you have an opinion and pwede mong ibangga dun sa kabila, pwede na kayo magkaroon ng healthy discussion. Sana. Okay, kaso of course, hindi naman kami magkakilala personally, so mahirap gawin yon. Pero you know, if she's watching this, still open. Kasi si Vice Ganda kasi alam niya naman yung position niya, napaka anti-Duterte noon. Hindi nga lang hayag na hayag, pero obvious naman siguro yun sa mga pronouncements niya. So, kinampihan niya si Pangulo Duterte noon. And kung titignan niyo, maraming position si Attorney Oliva na pro-Duterte yung stand niya. Okay. Kaso, nito lang, medyo hindi maganda ang naging position niya towards the Duterte. Mamaya magre-react tayo dito, pero gusto ko lang sanang ipakita sa inyo yung nangyayari, okay? So, after niyang gumawa nito, actually eto lang yata yung position niya na medyo anti-Duterte. Kasi sinusuportahan niya kasi yung rule of law in relation dun sa pagkuha ng ICC kay Duterte or pag-aresto sa kanya to be specific. Kasi the mainline narrative of the Duterte supporters, lahat ng DDS vloggers nila is that may kidnapping na nangyari. This was an illegal arrest. That is the mainline narrative. Let's not call it propaganda at first. Kasi baka may legal basis yung explanation nila. Pero ngayon kasi ang prevailing precedence is yung paghuli kay Duterte. Siyempre, yun yung posisyon ng gobyerno natin. Obviously, yun yung tama, di ba? In practice, okay? Ika-qualify ko in practice. Hindi ko sinabing it is the rule of law dito. Pero ang sinasabi ko lang, in practice, ginastify kasi ng DOJ yun, nila Sec Remulla, kung bakit inaresto itong si Digongski, okay? Now, mamaya magre-react tayo dyan. Pero papakita ko lang sa inyo yung naging reaction ng mga DDS vlogger after this video. Nagsimula yung opening salvo kay Tio Moreno. Babasahin ko yung excerpts ito. I hope this person create a video about political opportunism so that this is going to be an interesting another day, another Rigal POV. So, hinighlight niya dito yung mga counterpoints ni Attorney Oliva, okay? So, ang main point kasi nito, hindi ka makikilala, hindi ka magkakaroon ng following, hindi tinaas pa yung kamay mo ni Tatay Digong. So, dapat, dentured servant ka ng mga Duterte. You cannot go against the grain. You cannot bite the hand that feeds you. Rawr! Dili pwede, ate. Dili pwede. Kailangan susunod ka. Or eto na nga, inaatake siya ng mga DDS vloggers. Now, hindi pa siya inaatake ng maliliit. Yung mga yung mga mainline, yung mga main players ng DDS vlogging. Una dyan si Tio Moreno kasi medyo malaki na si Tio Moreno ngayon. Tapos of course, our favorite, si Joey De Vivre. Ang napakatalino. Hindi, joke lang. Joke lang yun. Mas matalino pa rin si Nika Gagi. Okay, so another day, another bookingan. Red flags ni Attorney Rigal. This is coming from one content na anti-Duterte Pero if you see her body of work, pag nakita mo yung buong yung buong trabaho niya, it's very pro-Duterte. Siguro, she's just upholding the rule of law dito. Mamaya papanoorin natin yan. Gusto ko lang ibigay sa inyo yung yung masarap na part dito. Okay, so ayan si Joey, tapos of course si Banat Bay, another day, another tite. Suntukan. Suntukan. Next, ito si, of course si Sas, okay. So, you see the coordination in the attack of the DDS vloggers because of one content against their principal. Ang tawag kasi sa mga ganito mga lods sa political vlogging, yung pinaka sinusuportahan yung politiko, that is called a principal, okay? So principal nila diyan si Duterte. Pero I think sa operations siguro hindi ko lang sure kung paano to gumagana in general kasi hindi naman ako part ng any operations. I work alone. I work alone. I work alone. Totoo yan. Natatawa nga ako kasi tingnan nyo na lang kung doon sa mga nagbibintang sa akin. Yung mga kasama ko kuno, nagpo-political vlogging ba sila? Di ba hindi? So ako, ang style ko talaga is when I see something that I am interested in, titingnan ko yung data ko sa SOCMED, and nandun ako umaatake. Ito, palagay ko, this is something that you are going to be interested. Kasi I believe most of nanonood sa akin is mga, number 1, yung kakampings, palakpakan yung sarili nyo. Siyempre, number 2, mga BBM supporters, palakpakan yung sarili nyo. Siyempre. Number 3, yung mga neutral lang, palakpakan nyo lalo yung sarili nyo. And number 4, yung mga galit sa akin, mga DDS, ibun nyo yung sarili nyo. Hindi, joke lang. Palakpakan nyo din. Palakpakan nyo din. Palakpakan nyo din. Okay. So, ngayon, we've already set up yung tinatawag nating primera nitong usapan na to. Nagets nyo na kung bakit ito yung mga positions nila, kung bakit galit sila kay Attorney Oliva, and then let's watch the video itself, diba? Mas maganda yung reaction natin ngayon kasi alam nyo na yung buong context. Yan, no, let's go.
Digong now stands before the International Criminal Court. It is no longer a matter of politics.
Yon, doon pa lang, GG na eh. Kasi, it's supposed to be only a matter of politics. Bakit? Kasi nga, the narrative is kinidnap si Tatay Digong. Dapat yun yung sasabihin mo. Pag tinanggal mo yung political aspect doon, it becomes black and white. It's a matter of due process. It's a matter of procedure. It's a matter of law. Ituloy natin.
It is a matter of law.
O yun, aray ko. Sakto. Sakto pa. Okay. Talay.
And the law, kahit gaano kapakalakas noon, does not kneel before power.
Ayun, ang ganda pa nung niya, ang ganda pa nung graphics niya, di ba? Ano bang magandang rito? Legal maxim dito, yung dura sed lex, di ba? The law is harsh but the law is the law, di ba? So ganoon talaga. Kahit gaano kalakas, kung ang batas would always prevail. Eh dito sa sitwasyon na to, hindi mo na pwedeng gamitin yung influence mo, wala ka na kasi sa Pilipinas. So yung buhay ni Tatay Digong, yung life, liberty niya, and yung property niya, hindi yata yung property, pero yung life and liberty niya is in the hands already of the jurisdiction ng ICC. There is nothing you can do about it. Tuloy.
Former President Rodrigo Duterte's camp, led by his counsel Nicholas Kaufman, has now appealed to the ICC's appeals chamber, questioning the denial of his interim release.
Okay, so ang ginawa ng ICC ngayon kasi ay dininay nila yung interim release and i-check yata psychologically si Duterte if he can stand trial.
The argument is simple, that an 80-year-old man, once the most powerful in the land, is not a flight risk. That age and alleged illness should temper justice with compassion.
Kaso ito yung mali sa Duterte camp. Ang atake kasi ni Kaufman is that matanda na to, hindi na to flight risk. Pero I believe yung pinaka-counter doon sa argument na yun is that he is always, all the time siya ay anong tawag mo dito? Siya ay isang not flight risk pero influential. I believe yun yung correct word. Influential pa rin kasi siya. Totoo naman talaga. 'Di ba? Try nyo, sa kayo mga nanonood, mag-post kayo ng against kay Digong. Kahit wala kayong following, siguro on friends lang, i-private nyo lang, or friends only yung post nyo. Tingnan nyo, may magagalit pa rin. Ganon siya ka-influential. Imagine nyo pag nakakawala yan, tapos nagsalita na naman yan, nag-live ride na naman yan, pumunta na naman yan sa, yung gikang sa masa. It's going to be wild. It's going to be very, very wild, di ba? Doon pa, yung visual na yon is very dangerous dito sa ating bansa. Kasi he could cause riots dito sa ating bansa. And ngayon, ang ginagawa ni VP Sara, in my opinion lang naman, nile-leverage niya yun, na china-challenge niya yung ICC. Problema, siya mismo sinasabotage niya. Kasi nga, mas maganda na parang inaapi si Duterte, 'di ba? Nagagalit yung mga DDS. Diyos ko, pinaglalaroan kayo. Hindi niyo ba nare-realize 'yan? Ay nako, anyway, tuloy natin.
But the Rome Statute, particularly Article 60, paragraph 2, provides that release may only...
Okay, so these are the legalities. Ine-explain niya dito yung legalities ng nung paghuli kay Duterte. What's interesting dito is yung mga opinion niya, kasi may halong opinion dito
in Duterte's assurances. Because how can the court be at ease when even his own family, the sitting vice president herself, has publicly denounced the ICC's jurisdiction?
Yari, 'di ba? Yan yung isa sa naging sinama sa decision aba yung mga public pronouncement ni VP Sara. So I believe this is an indirect attack kay VP Sara ni Attorney Regal. So siguro isa rin yan sa triggering factor kung bakit nagagalit yung mga DDS vloggers. Gets nyo?
When words like "we will never surrender him" echo louder than the pleadings of his counsel.
Yun yung problema kasi. Sabi ko nga, di ba, kung nanonood kayo sa akin, shut the fuck up na lang. Hayaan nyo na lang yung abogado magsalita para dun sa case, di ba? Ang problema kasi, anak siya, and I truly believe that she is sabotaging her father doon. Kasi yung visual kasi na nakakulong si Duterte, it's a lot stronger pag nandito siya. Gets nyo? Ang pinakikinggan ng DDS dito, si Sara Duterte pag nagsasalita siya. Kasi pag nandito yung tatay niya, medyo yung clout is split, di ba? Tuloy.
The ICC is not blind to political undercurrents. It reads statements not as sentiment, but as signal. And so the pretrial chamber held. Continued detention remains necessary.
Okay, so gets nyo. Isa yan sa mga inatake niya. Bandang dulo, Ito na.
Na mali ang it is the appeals chamber, a higher bench that will not revisit emotion but law. The standard of review is not sympathy. It is error in law or procedure. The defense must prove that the lower chamber misapplied the statute or ignored key evidence. Madaling sabihin na mali ang desisyon, pero mahirap patunayan na labag ito sa batas.
Oh, alam niyo ibig sabihin nun? In so many words, hindi na makakalabas si Tatay Digong. Sorry. Okay, ganun talaga. I-accept nyo na. The sooner you accept what happened to Tatay Digong is well deserved. Kasi ginusto niya rin naman yan in his public pronouncement. Sinabi niya, 'di ba? ICC investigate, hurry up. O nung kinulong, ngiyak, 'di ba? Ang point dito, you reap what you sow. Ganun talaga. Ganun talaga 'yan. Hindi parating nasa taas ka pa. Minsan nasa taas, minsan nasa baba. Ngayon nasa baba eh. And unfortunately, mukhang hindi naaangat, 'di ba? Ay, ganun talaga. Now, banda dito.
Detained under the authority of the international community. a community he once mocked as toothless.
Yan na. Ito na yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. Ito na yung Regal POV niya na I think this is the most triggering kasi this is such, in my opinion, a very anti-Duterte sentiment. Tuloy.
If reversed, he may walk out but not free. For the shadow of accountability will follow him.
For the rest of
the irony is almost poetic. Noong siya ang nasa Malacanang, marami ang ikinulong na walang pagkakataong magpaliwanag.
Oh my God! Alam niyo yung ano yun, ibig sabihin nun, opinion lang naman to. Walang due process. Maraming kinulong ng walang due process. That is what she's saying. Oh. Ooh. Ouch.
Now he stands before a court that listens.
Oh, tapos fair yung ICC.
Patiently, meticulously, and lawfully. And perhaps that is the true justice of it all. That the man who built his power on fear.
Oh, alright. So, this is a very anti-Duterte sentiment niya. 'Di ba? Hindi binuo ni Duterte yung kanyang poder or yung kapangyarihan niya through the due process or to the rule of law, but by the rule of fear. Oh my God, that is a very strong sentiment, Attorney Regal. But I like it. I like it a lot. I like it.
Must now rely on the very rule of law he once dismissed.
Ayun.
Because in the end, ang batas hindi natatakot. Hindi napapagod. At higit sa lahat, hindi nakakalimot.
Oh, never forget. Oh, Rico. Another day.
Another Regal POV.
Ayun lang. So, this is the reason why, kung bakit ito mga Duterte na to is galit na galit. She came from a Duterte supporter to almost throwing all their narratives down the drain and supporting I don't think it's a narrative anymore. This is the rule of law. I agree with her totally. Palakpakan. Anyway mga Lods, yun lang naman po yung sa akin for today. Overtime na tayo. Kaya mga Lods.